So hello everyone, welcome to my first Ask NiP. So you guys have sent me a lot of questions. I'm just gonna answer those questions, so this is gonna be real simple. So let's start. From Youre Maltesson. He asks for tips for being an effective opper. Well, to be an effective opper, I think the key thing is to have a balance between being aggressive and passive. And I think maybe you should watch some device demos, because he is known for being a passive opper, but I think he still can be aggressive on some maps, and I think he has a really good balance. And also a tip is to just grind the op into oblivion so you don't miss any important shots. From Bloods Gaming OG, he asks, do you have a NiP academy? And it's an easy question. The answer is no. We don't currently have an academy team. From Ramlösa Otto. Ramlösa Otto. What is your thought of Pite Palt? I don't think I've had Palt from Pite specifically, but I like Palt. It's very, very good. From Stefan Yano. Stefan Yano. How did you feel under Exist's in-game lead? I felt okay. I will never agree completely with any IGL, as any IGL will never completely agree with me. I think he was a bit, he was very execute heavy. I prefer doing more defaults. But yeah, great IGL. What do you think about NiP's Rainbow Six lineup? Well, as I've never played the game, I don't think I should come with any comments about them as players, but however, I do know they're performing great. I did watch the Six Invitational, I think the name of the tournament was, where they played. It was really, really tight. It was some very good games. Got me excited for them, and it seems like they're one of the best teams in the world, obviously, in that game. From Emil Söderström. When will NiP win back-to-back again? So I guess he's just referring to winning 2 tournaments in a row. Soon, 2020, we will do it. It will take a lot of job, a lot of work, but I think we can get back into this level. From William Olsson 03. Can you create video on the NiP channel how you started playing CSGO and how you got into NiP? Well, I guess this is the video where I do that. Rather not do a separate video for that. I started playing CS 1999 when the game came out. It was, I think, beta 2. I got it from my sister's boyfriend back in the day. He showed me the game. I loved it. Just started playing it so much all the time. At that time, actually, NiP was a team. They were the best team in the world. I think they started like 2001. I watched them play CPL 2002. I started playing myself, got into different teams, played in some really good teams in 1.6. Started playing some CSGO, never played CSGO seriously. But then I got asked by NiP in 2015 to join them as their coach. I wanted to get into professional gaming again, so I said yes. So let's move on. From Keys CSGO 322, Rush A. Okay, yep, it's very few maps where it's good to rush A. Maybe Train someone. From Quentin LSTT. This is a very wide question. Tips to become a pro. Just play a lot and be very honest with your mistakes. Don't blame your teammates. If you just blame your teammates or your surroundings, it's not gonna take forever. It's never going to happen. How did you come up with that name? If I'm completely honest, this question is from Ilelorito Essenin. So how did I come up with my nickname? To be honest, I don't really remember. I know I was in middle school. I was playing CS. I don't know if I just saw the word somewhere and I thought, oh, Threat, that is really, really cool. And I just picked the name and I got stuck with it. From Chris Over. How do you get smarter in CSGO? So how to get smarter in CSGO specifically, I would just say play a lot and watch good teams play. And try to understand what they're doing and like why they are winning. From Chris over again. Which bomb site is the easiest to retake and which is the hardest? Oh, this is a good one. I would say the easiest to retake is B on train, the inner site. Is almost at the point where the T's have to gain deep ground and deny connector rotations for them to be able to defend it. The hardest to retake, I mean, Inferno comes to mind immediately. I would probably say it depends on the situation in Inferno. Like A could be impossible if you don't have short, because then you have to push through a smoke from small pits, doesn't work. B Inferno is not easy either, so both sides on Inferno. I would say A is actually more difficult in some situations than B. From Psych CSGO, how did you find players for a team? I don't know if you're referring to when I started out playing or now. So right now it's quite obvious. We see the other professional teams. We know which players are playing well in like the lower leagues like MDL, so we can see the talents. But when I was a beginner, I just had to go online and play ladders. And at that time we used something called IRC, which was this chatting program where I could use it to find people. Yeah, you just need to be patient. I know it's quite hard at the beginning, but you just need to be patient. From Alexei Kim. Hello, Threat. It's a pleasure to see you again in NiP. Why NiP? Why we don't play Dust 2? You ask. When I got into the team, they had a lot of struggles with it, so we just decided to use it as a perma-video in the beginning. It's hard to go into big, real details more than that's the map we were the most uncomfortable with out of all the maps. From If Twist. Hi, can you win next event for your fans? I believe in you guys. I personally believe in Twist. That's really good to hear. Yeah, Twist is a great player, a great team player. And of course we will do everything in our power and we will win an event this year. We will win. From Mac J Wonderchild. Any tips? I'm stuck at GN. Unfortunately, it's just to play more. When you're at that level, you just need to play a lot more CS, and best case, try to find 4 mates you can play with, or more mates that you can like mix around with, so you have a more consistent level of team play. It will help you improve a lot. From Mario Nelson. Are you Thorin's little brother? No, I'm not. I know sometimes I get that I look like him, but no, I'm not his younger brother. From Wilfred the Swede. Which map can you be the most creative on in terms of strats, executes, etc.? On paper it will look like Overpass, but that's generally not the case because that's a map more of map control. I would say like it's probably Vertigo, but because it's the newest map. It's just that simple, right? Because the other maps are so figured out. Mirage is a good map where you were able to be creative, but it's so figured out. It's like Dust 2 right now. So I would probably say Vertigo. Do you like anime? From Vitali885. Not a big fan of anime. I don't hate it. I watched some of them. I watched Attack on Titan. I do watch some anime movies. But I just watched the blockbusters like Spirited Away and those. I'm not really into anime. From Nicolas said, are you happy to stay in NiP team? P.S. Go Ninjas, we love you all. Oh, so Drobo, yeah, I love you too, Nicolas. And yeah, I'm very happy to stay with NiP right now. I think we have a really good setup. We have a great new office and bootcamp area. A lot of young new talents in the team. Everyone is so eager to play, and it's just such a different atmosphere from when I were here before. From Ramlösa Otto. Do you play CS yourself? And if yes, how much? I do play CS myself a bit. I do watch it more than I play it when I watch the team play. But sometimes I play with friends, so maybe 2-3 hours a week. Maybe I play myself, matchmaking with IRL friends. Just in fun ask, do you have some tips for the quarantine? Yes, the first tip is to look for people who knows what they're talking about. I have no idea about epidemics, so yeah, just be careful and look for people that knows what they're talking about. From M97mon. Vem fan är som dig? Who is like you? That means in Swedish. It's a very strange question. I guess I'm like myself. Do you like Heaton? From Quick Kalle. Yes, I like Eno. I worked with him as a caster in 1.6. I worked with him in NiP. He's just a great guy. Know there've been some controversies now, but I don't know really anything about that. But to me, he's just been a great friend. From Tadukas06. What's the best moment with NiP? That's quite obvious. It's the win on DreamHack Masters Malmö 2016. Probably the biggest event or biggest moment in my CS career in general, I would say, especially because of the audience. It was just such a great experience. From Quankovi Max O Angel Ufant. And it's ... so it just keeps going. He asks, how long does it take to get to Faceit level 10? I have no idea. I've barely played the Faceit ladder, so no idea. I think it's way harder than becoming global elite, so I don't know, maybe if you come from not playing the game at all, maybe 2-3 years, maybe? From Nathan L. Same with Twist. Can you play with 80 FPS? Well, not professionally, no. You can't. It's gonna be way too hard. Everyone else will have such a big advantage. The side answer is no. So Lex Token asked me if I met Get.THREAT and Forest and if they were the same way that I expected them to be. I actually were on the team that we brought Get.THREAT into the scene at all. This was back in 2007, so obviously I did not have him as a... Well, he wasn't a star back then. He was a semi-elite player in Sweden. So I didn't really know what to expect of him back then. Same with Forest. I mean, I played with him in 1.6, I played against him in 1.6, so it's hard to answer that when you played and know them so well for such a long time. From Melvin Carlson, 2007. You're a legend. Well, thank you, Melvin. You're a legend too. From Nanculafulian. What is your goal with NiP? To become the best team in the world and win the major. From Sojan Playa. What did you study when you were on hiatus from NiP a while ago? I studied a master's in computer engineering at Umeå University, and I finished it at the middle in June 2017. So thank you guys for all these questions. Hope I answered them in a good manner, and you should come back later for more Ask NiP.